Hi, everyone. Welcome to class. We're on the module so far where I'm going to talk to you guys about how to generate seller leads with direct mail today. So basically, let's just kind of walk through how to send a letter out to generate some seller leads. So now I have a list, and there's lots of ways to get that list. We talked about this last week, but now I have a list to mail. Now, when you export the list, it's going to be nasty. I have like a property export sheet. Like here's actually like a farm of people that I actually want to mail that might want to sell their house. I think you want to be very careful playing the whole, trying to flip it to a listing game. A lot of real estate boards frown heavily on that. But if you truly have the intent of buying it yourself, you can send a letter like this. So I'll just show you. This is a letter. I just moved to Tennessee, and I got this really personal looking letter that looks something like this. So you don't even have to like really look at it, or read it just to see the cosmetics of it. But this is from Nextdoor. And they're like, hey, you should go on Nextdoor because you just moved here. And they sent a really personal looking letter. Just pay attention to the cosmetics of it, not the actual what it says. That's what's going to get the most result when you mail a homeowner is America sorts its mail over the wastebasket. And, A pile, B pile, you want to end up in the A pile with a personal looking letter. So what you would do is you would save that letter as a PDF. Okay. And he would save the mailing list that we created as like a CSV file. And it's kind of like sending an email. It would say, upload the mailing list, upload the PDF, and they'll do it. And it goes out. It's just like sending an email. So I just want to show you the basics of how that works. Pull a list, write a letter, super personal, use letterprinting.net, mail it out, make sure it's very clear to call or email you. And it should always be around, I am a buyer or I have a buyer. Okay. So now what I'd like to do is I would like to show you the creative process of if I was a real estate agent. So if I was a real estate agent and wanted to send a letter, what would I say? All right. I'm going to write one for you right now. I'm going to give you guys a letter that you can mail out that will probably work pretty well for you. Okay. The first thing I would do is I'd figure out like what people want to hear. Like, what's the message people want to hear? Searching Zillow, Opendoor, OfferPad, the number 1, number 2, 3 agents in the market that know what they're doing with advertising. It's basically pick apart their messaging and be like, all right, this is what people want to hear. I mean, if someone's blowing a bunch of money with that message, it's probably the message the market wants without having to do a whole bunch of research or like maybe just guess what the market wants to hear. Then your letter just bombs because you didn't meet the needs of the market. So the question is, how do you convert this type of lead? Well, you actually have to have a motivated buyer, and it's usually an institutional buyer. And I pretty much guarantee you there's just slush funds of money of these, institutional buyers that will basically, if you're in some of these markets, they go bang over asking price just to park the money because they can't leave the investors' escrow funds. And they're just waiting for the Fed to keep printing money to bring the house price up. That's like their investment play. But you have to go build those relationships first. If you don't have those relationships, maybe it's local investors, but even local investors are 30% below market value offers. You don't want to insult somebody. So in order to do a strategy like this, you do need some institutional buyer relationships, and there's services that will get those for you. That's how you convert a lead that comes in from I have a very motivated buyer letter. A couple ways to find out who's buying. Go to the title company, ask, figure out who's buying, go on LinkedIn, find out who the management is there, maybe who the area manager is. Go to Opendoor, go to Zillow, go to OfferPad, see what they have relationships sending up or sending them deals, set up commission agreements. They usually will do something. Check out iReal Estate Pro, IREP. I believe it's IREP.com or letter I Real Estate Pro. Dan Noma, Noma, put that out. If you go maybe Google some podcasts with Dan Noma that I've done with him, Noma, you'll hear more about this process to get listings where you're kind of leading with the instant offer first, because that's look, you just have to decide if you're going to use the messaging the market wants to hear. The market wants to hear, get an instant offer, sell my home. I can't drive down the highway without seeing Mark Spain here in Nashville saying guaranteed offer on your home. That's the message the market wants. You need to be able to back that up with people that can pay reasonable prices. And then you also present to them, here's the traditional listing option. Which one's best for you?